This is Bukhara railway station in central Uzbekistan. We are about to board the 4:45 a.m. train for Urgench. We are travelling along one of the northern branches of the ancient Silk Road through Central Asia, heading northwest to a city called Khiva, near the border with Turkmenistan. The following morning, with the sun in the east, we find ourselves in a desert landscape. To the north is the Kizilkum Desert, and to the south, the Karakum Desert. The train traverses the Amu Darya River that rises in the Pamir Mountains north of the Hindu Kush. The upper course of this river forms part of Afghanistan's northern border with Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. We disembark at Urgench together with a host of our Uzbek fellow travellers. But this is not our final destination. We are bound for a walled fortress known as Ichkan Kala, a citadel within the third of Uzbekistan's troika of cities on the Silk Road, Khiva. The citadel of Khiva, known as Ichkan Kala, is home to more than 50 cultural sites, including medieval mosques and opulent palaces. But it was once one of the slave capitals of the world. During the first half of the 19th century, around 30,000 Persians and an unknown number of Russians were enslaved here before being sold. The walls of the Ichken Kala are 8 to 10 meters high and 5 to 6 meters thick. They have a total perimeter length of over 6 kilometers. Both the outer and inner defensive walls are made of mud bricks, and at intervals of every 30 meters along the inner city wall, there are watchtowers. According to legend, the clay from the area around Ichkan Kala was used to build sites in Medina, in what is now Saudi Arabia, during the Prophet Muhammad's lifetime. In another legend, it is said that the sacred water channel supplying the oasis city was dug by Shem, the son of Noah, who was said to have had a miraculous spade. The streets of the old city are thronged with people and market stalls. Within this ancient citadel on the Silk Road in the desert of northwestern Uzbekistan, we are transported back in history to a time of flourishing Islamic art, architecture and culture. The citadel is dominated by Islam Hoja minaret. At a height of 45 meters, it is the highest minaret of the entire Khiva Khanate and only slightly lower than the Kalyan minaret in Bukhara. It was built relatively recently in 1910 with the efforts and funds of Islam Hoja, who, at the age of 26, was appointed Grand Vizier of the Khiva Khanate. The old city is bustling with activity. Flatbreads are being baked in a clay oven in a side street. A local entrepreneur has brought his camel into the city centre to earn money from tourists taking their Instagram shots in front of his prized beast. The Juma Mosque in the centre of Ichkan Kala is an architectural treasure. It is a 10th to 18th century one-storey brick building with a flat roof, supported by 212 wooden columns in 17 rows. Each pillar is uniquely carved with different patterns and techniques. The beautiful mausoleum of Pahlavan Mahmud, Khiva's patron saint, is an architectural gem in the Persian style. Mahmud was a poet, philosopher, and accomplished wrestler who died in 1320. He was much admired for his compassion and generosity for the poor. His mausoleum was built much later in the 1700s to commemorate his sainthood. Its tiled courtyard and spring water well is a magnet for wedding parties. The city abounds with palaces, and the Tosh Hochli Palace, translated as Stone Palace, is the grandest of them all. It has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1980. The palace was built from 1830 to 1841 for the ruler of the Khiva Khanate, Allah Quli Bahadur Khan, and comprises more than 260 rooms around 3 courtyards. The palace includes a harem. It is arranged around a rectangular courtyard with 5 lodges. 4 lodges were allocated to the Khan's 4 legitimate wives, and the 5th, the largest, to the Khan himself. A group of traditional musicians are on hand to provide entertainment during our visit. The jewel in the crown of the citadel is the Kalta Minor minaret. It was built by Muhammad Amin Khan, the Khan of the Khiva Khanate in the 1850s. After dark, the Kalta Minor dominates the Ichkan Kala. It was intended to be the largest and tallest minaret in the Muslim world. Its height was to be 70 to 80 meters. Construction began in 1852, but was stopped abruptly in 1855, when the height of the minaret reached 29 meters. According to Khiva historians, the construction was not completed because Muhammad Amin Khan died in a battle in 1855. Kalta Minor is famous for its incompleteness, as well as its unique decorations. It is the only minaret in the world covered entirely with glazed tiles. Artisans are busy at work, creating souvenirs for the throngs of tourists. We are enthralled by an impromptu performance of a dancing girl in the city square, presumably for her social media followers. As dusk falls on our final night in Khiva, the fake tiger is covered once more, and the city remembers its cultural roots as the muezzin once more calls the residents to prayer.